Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance. Hello there, my name is Robin J. Endon, and I'm talking to you today from Torquay in sunny South Devon, England. And on this episode, we welcome Miriam Ortiz y Pino, a certified professional organizer and business coach with over 20 years of experience. Miriam helps entrepreneurs and creatives break free from self-defeating patterns by designing personalized systems that simplify their lives and businesses. She's passionate about empowering others to shift their relationship with money, clear clutter, and build deeper connections with their customers. Miriam, welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Whereabouts in the world are you, Miriam?
I am in Albuquerque, New Mexico, USA, Western Hemisphere, planet Earth.
Okay, that's it. All we need are the GPS location now. And am I right in saying you're a 15th generation New Mexican?
13th.
13th. I was 2 generations out. So that goes back to what, like the 16th century?
Yeah, Coronado expedition.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you probably know the area quite well.
Yeah, I'm quite familiar.
So, okay, let's get into the content of the podcast. And thank you for that. It's very nice to meet you. So I'm gonna start the clock in a moment, and then we'll rattle through the 5 questions in 7 minutes. So let's get the clock going. And there it is, and we're off. So let's first talk about what you do, please, Miriam. Miriam, who is your ideal client?
I love to work with solopreneurs and creative visionaries that work out of their house usually, or a small office. I find that they're the ones that don't have a whole lot of support or places to go when they have a question about how to run their business and their life.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. Very similar to what I do as well. That's that. So I completely identify with where you're coming from on that. Being a solopreneur myself.
Yeah.
So what is so you kind of more, you've got, by saying what your ideal client is, you've kind of answered question 2, but maybe we can go into a little bit more detail about what is the problem that you actually solve.
Yeah, I help people to figure out what to work on and when, and how to structure their time for maximum efficiency, basically. Eliminate the distractions and get them on track.
Perfect. So what would be, say, one valuable free action that the audience can implement that will help them solve that problem?
Have a place for everything defined and designated so you know where to put things. So when we connect organization and productivity, you need a place to put things so you know where it is when you need to work on it at the time you need to work on it. And
presumably that extends to not just the things on the shelves behind you, but on the screen in front of you.
Correct.
Yeah. That's always the hardest. I find the screen in front of you is like it's like a black hole. Everything goes in, doesn't it? And then you think, oh, where did I put that?
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect. So now we know a little bit more about you, what you do, Miriam. Let's talk about goal busting, meaning how do you make the best use of your productive time to achieve your own business goals? So can you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits? Plenty of time. So if you have more than one, that would be great. And if you don't, that's also great.
Okay. I think the number one thing that helps people stick to their plan is having a plan, but not so much the plan, the tasks and steps along the plan, but what's the desired outcome? What are you trying to create? What is the long-term vision of what you're working on? It keeps you from getting lost in busy work. It keeps you more focused on the 3 most important things each day, which most productivity people are aware of. That's a great way to start your productivity journey, is to have, what are the 3 most important things, the non-negotiables today? um, and I think connecting those two, like, are these three things getting me towards that desired outcome?
Yes.
Just kind of amplifies the result you get there.
Yes.
And it helps you begin to discern what's busy work and what's actual important work. And sometimes the important work is something routine and boring, but if you have the right systems in place, it's really easy and you don't have to complain about it for 3 hours.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I completely identify with what you're saying. It's so easy to get incredibly busy doing things that have nothing to do with what you really want to achieve.
Right.
The analogy I give is, let's go and clear the garage out. Great, it needed doing, but how does it get you nearer to your goal of being a doctor?
Right.
Or how does it get you nearer to your goal of making enough money so you don't have to work as a waiter or a waitress in a bar somewhere?
Yeah.
You can get incredibly busy and not be getting
Mhm.
anywhere at all.
Yeah. Having said that, it's important to set up your foundation. So I wouldn't say the garage is completely unimportant,
No.
but the order in which you tackle it is probably out of order.
Yes, exactly. I call it. Some people call it a garage. I don't know what you call it in America, but I call it my procrastination room. It's,
Yeah.
it's
We call
usually
it a
I'm busy
garage.
doing that if I'm procrastinating.
Yeah. We just garage, and it's usually the big black hole for storage of things you don't want to think about today.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's all great.
Yeah.
It's like I'm hearing an echo in the advice that you're giving there, the tips that you're giving are solid, sound tips.
Mhm.
And you've just got to remember to do them. And that also comes back to
Yeah.
having the three things every day. Because
Yeah.
if you run those past what your ultimate purpose is, it's
Mhm.
always like I learned a long time ago about learning to say no to other people's agendas and asking me what they want. And I always run it past, how does that get me closer to where I need to be?
Yeah, and it's also helpful to think about your calendar or your schedule or your agenda, whatever you call it, to think about it as the container for the activities you need to do. And once it's full, it overflows. And of course, you can't get it all done. So it's
Yeah.
very important to think about it as this is the limiter. Like, I'm maxed out. I have an appointment on every line in the calendar, and that's going to cause a problem because I didn't leave myself time for lunch, or nature
Important.
breaks,
Yeah.
or
That lunch
any
and nature
interruption.
breaks are important too.
Yeah, or any interruption at all. So if you start thinking about, oh, this is a block of time that I work on my business stuff. This is a block of time I can work on my personal stuff and maybe deal with a little bit of the garage. Here's a little bit of time to work on my self-care and my
Perfect.
family. And,
So
think about it
in the
that way.
last 45 seconds, which is actually a lot of time, what should I have asked you that I didn't?
Ooh, maybe how the connection is really not about the stuff. It's about your relationships with money, with stuff, with yourself, with your people, um, with the world. And going through your stuff and taking the time to set these things up saves you hours in the long run and can be a lovely journey of self-discovery.
That's fantastic. And that's actually very, very deep.
Yeah, I'm
It's
one of
tying it
those.
all back together. It's not just things you have to get done, but there's a deeper purpose there. There's a life purpose there.
Yeah, and it ties back to your desired outcome.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, that's great. So that's it. We did it. 7 minutes. We've got through all five questions. Yeah. So Miriam, I'd love for people to be able to get in touch with you and find out more about you. Is there a website that they can go to that you could tell us for our listeners? And I will put it in the notes underneath as well, of course.
Yeah, morethanorganized.net.
Okay.
It's my website. It's the hub for all my resources, paid and free, and it has all the different ways I can work with people and just loads of interesting nuggets I spew about.
Okay, that's perfect. And are there any people are always on the lookout for? Are there any like freebies on there that they could pick up that would be useful to them?
Yeah, there's a couple. I do a couple free master classes, webinar
Wow.
style every month. And I do have the 1 minute mail solution, which is about how to deal with incoming information, how to set up the system for your incoming information, whether it's paper or digital.
That's brilliant. And that's all on the website. They can find those.
Yep.
Perfect.
It
And we,
is.
as I say, we'll put the links below in the descriptions with the podcast and the video as well. So,
Cool.
Miriam, thank you so much. That was wonderful and really interesting. And it's so good to hear someone give with some fresh ideas, and also supporting a lot of foundational ideas which are easy to know, but you actually have to do them.
Yeah, you have to learn them, and then you have to try them out, and then you have to adjust them a little bit for the way you think. It's easy to overlook setting those up, but they're key to success.
Absolutely. The key to success. Miriam, thank you so much.
Thank you, Robin. Appreciate it.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.